In the vast history of naval warfare, there are ships that have quietly but powerfully shaped the destiny of nations, and one such vessel is the BRP Laguna, designated LS-501, of the Philippine Navy. This ship carries with it not only the steel of its construction but also the weight of history, having been forged in the crucible of the Second World War. To truly appreciate the story of BRP Laguna, we must travel back to its origins as USS LST-230, a tank landing ship that was built during World War II. Laid down in June 1943 and launched just a few months later in October, this vessel entered service with the United States Navy in November 1943. At the time, the world was engulfed in global conflict, and the Allies were preparing for some of the most ambitious amphibious operations in history. As USS LST-230, the ship was part of the LST-1 class of landing ships designed to carry troops, vehicles, and heavy equipment directly onto shore without the need for port facilities. These ships became indispensable during large-scale operations, and LST-230 was no exception. She was thrust into action during the Normandy Invasion in June 1944, a turning point in the war. Storming the beaches of France under enemy fire, she carried tanks, soldiers, and supplies crucial for the liberation of Europe. Later that same year, the ship participated in the invasion of southern France, another critical Allied campaign that further weakened Nazi control over Europe. For her service in these operations, USS LST-230 earned recognition and became part of the long legacy of World War II naval vessels that brought victory to the Allies. After the war ended in 1945, LST-230 was decommissioned in March 1946. Like many wartime ships, her future seemed uncertain. For a time, she was transferred to Japan's Shipping Control Authority, before eventually finding a new life thousands of miles away in Southeast Asia. On September 13, 1976, the vessel was transferred to the Philippine Navy, where she was recommissioned as BRP Laguna, carrying the hull number LT-501, later reclassified as LS-501 in 2016. In Philippine service, BRP Laguna became part of a fleet that relied heavily on former U.S. and Allied vessels, bridging the gap as the Philippines sought to build and modernize its maritime defense capabilities. Despite her age, the ship has continued to perform her role as a landing ship, capable of carrying personnel, vehicles, and logistics across the archipelago. She has been used in military exercises, humanitarian missions, and transport operations, proving that even a vessel built in the 1940s can still serve a vital role well into the 21st century. What makes BRP Laguna remarkable is not just her longevity but the sheer resilience she represents. Many of her sister ships have long since been retired or scrapped, but Laguna continues to sail under the Philippine flag. Over the decades, she has undergone repairs and maintenance, sometimes remaining in port for extended periods, only to return once more to active service. In 2023, after spending several years in dock, BRP Laguna was redeployed to the Western Command Joint Operational Area, highlighting her continued importance despite her advanced age. Today, she holds the distinction of being one of the oldest active warships in the Philippine Navy, a living relic of World War II still performing duties in modern maritime operations. She embodies not only the history of two navies, the United States and the Philippines, but also the enduring spirit of ships that refuse to fade into obscurity. The story of BRP Laguna is not just about steel and machinery, it is about men and women who have served aboard her. From the American sailors who braved the beaches of Normandy, to the Filipino sailors who continued to guide her through the waters of the West Philippine Sea. Each crew has added a chapter to her journey, making the ship more than just a vessel. It has become a floating symbol of resilience, cooperation, and history. As the Philippine Navy continues to modernize with new frigates, landing docks, and offshore patrol vessels, the BRP Laguna stands as a reminder of how far the fleet has come. She may one day be decommissioned, but her story will remain a part of naval heritage. From the shores of France during the liberation of Europe to the islands of the Philippines in modern times, this ship has carried with her the echoes of history and the hopes of sailors who served under her flag. The BRP Laguna LS-501 is more than just a warship. It is a bridge between past and present, a symbol of sacrifice, endurance, and the unbroken link between generations of sailors who have stood watch over the seas. Even in her twilight years, she continues to inspire, proving that history still sails among us, painted in gray, flying proudly under the Philippine sun.